Hey there, I'm Meredith, and I'm an intuitive and an astrologer based out of the mountains of North Carolina. And today I wanted to chat with you guys about a couple of things that are happening right now in the astrology, where we have what's called a fixed grand cross. So we have Pluto on one side of it in Aquarius. We have Mars and Leo opposing that, which creates like a very strong and intense oppositional, dynamic, explosive energy. And I went over all of this in my Substack. If you guys are not subscribed, you should. And yeah, so the other aspects of this are Jupiter and the North Node. That is at the 3-degree point of Taurus, thereabouts, and then the South Node in Scorpio. So all of this that's happening right now feels very karmic, very fated, and we are headed into a conjunction of Jupiter and the North Node that's happening May 30th until June 3rd is when it's going to be exact. And, I generally feel like expecting a whole lot from the universe is a great way to become disappointed. It's like we can have these expectations and be so fixed on something that once we like loosen our grip and sort of like detach from it, that's when our manifestation happens. So I wanted to share that this Jupiter North Node conjunction is really profound, actually, I believe, for manifestation, because when I think about what manifestation is, we are in the third dimension, we have bodies, we are here to literally like pull things down from the realm of spirit or the realm of ideas into the realm of form. And so I wanted to take a second to talk about this conjunction because Taurus is a sign that has to do with building. It has to do with creating, and Jupiter and the North Node together, this seems very auspicious. I feel like it might be overblown how auspicious it is by astrologers, but it will be such a nice kind of contrast for what seems like it's been very unsettling, like an unsettling week. I'll say that. So the themes of prosperity and abundance come through with this. And I don't feel like that's for everybody. I think that what's happening more so with Jupiter and Taurus is that industry is shifting. And then there's also this like energy economy where I feel like a lot of people that I know who should be struggling a lot based on like the economy and based on everything else are not struggling. And that's because they have like their belief behind them. They know their worth and they are working hard every day to like bring whatever it is that has been lurking around in the realm of spirit down into the realm of like reality or form or matter or whatever. So it's pretty auspicious for manifestation. And so I wanted to go through each rising sign to talk about what you could design a ritual around. So I'm a really big fan of like combining the action and the magic together to create something that is very like profound, actually. And I think that that's kind of how the universe works, is when you place your attention on something, you focus on it, and then you act in that direction, or like you align in that direction. I think that is a really important step towards manifestation. And I think that it might still be, though, next week a little bit chaotic because this is like a little bit long lasting, this T-square and the grand cross energy. It's like, so there might still be some chaos and some like some explosive aspects in some of our personal lives and in the world. I've talked about on my Substack how I feel that there's a lot of potential for like mass casualty events and things like that. So be careful when you're out in the world, but ultimately within ourselves there's a lot of potential for this. And so I wanted to share that. And then the other thing that's super important when it comes to magic, and this is something that as somebody that has 100 Virgo placements, not really, but has a lot of Virgo placements and has quite a bit of a control issue dilemma. I feel like I've had issues with control in my life and like releasing control and, imbibing in the energy of surrender. That's been harder for me than I would like to admit. So the most important part, and this is especially true with Rahu and Jupiter, or the North Node and Jupiter coming together, is that we want to set it and forget it. So we want to do something else that like turns our awareness away from like the ritual that we just did or what we are trying to manifest. We want to do something fun. We want to let go a little bit, have some fun, read a book, watch a movie, go for a walk, like talk to a friend, that kind of thing, once we get done with whatever ritual we are crafting. And then for me, when it comes to designing a ritual, I like to use candles. So I'm a really big fan of like spell candles, like these colored candles of all different kinds. I have so many, right? I'm a really big fan of like whenever I want anything in my life to like light a candle, to focus my intention on the flame. I try honestly to use my own energy that I generate in my spell work and not necessarily like always to like, include like another entity in my practice unless I'm very sure what I'm working with, which I would say a lot of people are not, right? So if you go into like a magical store and you look at the book section and you pick out just like a Llewellyn like intro to magic book, what you will find is that you will find a lot of books that suggest that you need to like give your energy away to something external, or like leave offerings and stuff like that. So if you were to look at my altar right now, which maybe I'll take a picture of it and share it at some point, you will see that there are a few places for offerings, and offerings can be anything from oils to like teas to herbs to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There can be all kinds of different offerings. And I wanted to share that there's a rooster across the street and he just went, so I wanted to share that what I like to do to cultivate a ritual is to use my own energy and not feel as though I need to always include another being or something like this, because we are actually the magic. We are the creative force here. So, just because there has been a long-standing sort of program that beings without bodies are somehow like more powerful or more influential or more capable of, kind of commanding or cajoling reality, that does not make it true. So I like to like dress my candles. So I would take like maybe, I have some oil, I might, add it to my candle. And, I might also sprinkle some herbs around the candle, like, on a plate or something like this, right? And, some people sometimes use crystals to tether them to a specific ritual. Some people like to use objects and enchant objects. Sometimes people like to, program their tea with an intention and then drink it. Like these are just some ideas out of many. You could design or architect a type of bath, right? You could steep like certain herbs and teas and then pour it in the bath, for example, right? So wanting to share that with you as well, that I highly, highly recommend using this energy from May 30th until June, 3rd, which is when this conjunction is exact. This is a great time to do this ritual. And actually Thursday of next week would be the best time because Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. So if your rising sign is Taurus, this would be a good time to do like a self-love ritual to make yourself very magnetic and maybe even to do some prosperity work, because there are, if you're a Taurus rising right now, especially, like there are some opportunities that are only designed for you and no one else, which is why you might have felt like your relationships were quite a bit blocked this year and last. So although that's clearing up for you on July 18th, though you might still be pushed into solitude after that, but I feel like the massive like boulder blocks that have been in the way of relationships will lift for you. And then if you are a Gemini rising, this might be an excellent time to devise a ritual around psychic attunement and intuitive development, and also cultivating a sense of trust and faith within like the spiritual process. And if you are a Cancer rising, then the universe is pushing you to get out there and meet people and like connect and network, and like a lot of your windfalls and a lot of your opportunities are going to come through your network right now. And so you could even light a candle before you go out, setting the intention to make new friends. I think it's like very like strangely hard to make new friends as an adult. And so maybe if you're encountering that, this is a good time for you to really lean into actually your community and to kind of work against the current in that way and to continue to put yourself out there. If you are if you are a Leo rising, then this might be as well a good time to do prosperity work. This is a good time to do some like money magic, but also just kind of like career oriented, right? So, I'm a Sag rising, I'm not a Leo rising, but right now I have a white candle that I've written on, like a glass, like white candle, and have in there, like, to cultivate and build out some of my skills, which is happening for me. I'm going to massage school right now. So, so I figured that would be a really good thing to try to do, because I think that that you are like kind of being put on task and on purpose. And I think that this would be a really good time to sort of like, to rediscover that and to find something passionate that you are working towards in your career. So if you have any things that you're trying to energize, this would be a good time to do that. Virgo, Virgo rising specifically, if you would like to learn something new or like travel somewhere that you haven't been, or if you would like to sort of like reconnect with your faith and like, kind of have like a redemption type of moment, that's definitely what the universe seems like it's trying to share with you. So I highly recommend doing a ritual around that, building a ritual around experiencing more faith in your life. And also, if you're trying to like, jumpstart like studies or something like this, then I would recommend, just doing a ritual around, like, you can literally do a ritual around anything. And that's what I'm saying. So you can do a ritual around memory recall and like, being able to remember like whatever it is that you're studying so that you can take it with you in your career, for example. And so if you are a Libra rising, then I would say that this is twofold. The first thing that I would say is that this is a time for you to do some type of cleansing, limpieza, some type of like spiritual bath, some type of like releasing at the level of the cells. So you want to do some type of really deep purge, because when we really empty out, sometimes that creates obviously space for that new to come through. I actually think that for Libra risings, this is such a significant transformative event that it can definitely bring you closer to someone. If you're in a relationship, you could do a bonding type of ritual, make sure that you have the other person's consent. And also if you want to do it with them, that's great. And then the other piece of this would be prosperity, because this conjunction is happening in a place for you that has to do with inheritances, prosperity, your investments, like suddenly doing well and stuff. So that's what I would recommend for you. So, and then for a Scorpio rising, this might be a good time to write a list out of what you would like in a partner, and, kind of like, burn a candle on it and then align yourself in the direction of that. If you are trying to become closer with your partner, then this would be a good time, just like Libra, to do sort of like a connective ritual with someone or with their consent only. We are not in the business of changing someone's will around here, right? So, and then if you are trying to heal and release a relationship so that something else can eventually come through, this would also be a really good time for that. Oh, okay, so if you are a Sagittarius rising, there might be something coming up in your health sphere that you might want to do some type of ritual around. You might do a ritual for healing like a very physical problem. Or if you are noticing, that you would like to build more skills or, kind of shift things around at work, you can do a ritual around that. I would say for all of the fire signs, so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, this is a great time, better than usual for prosperity work. And then for Capricorn rising, you might decide to borrow the page from Scorpio's book on writing down a list of what you want your ideal partner to be, because this is a really good time to manifest love, get into the vibe of that, feel it, and then, you can see what happens once you burn a candle on your list. You can also, let's see what else. If you would like to reconnect with any of your children, this might be a really good time to do some type of offering or ritual around that, as well as inner child healing, kind of fanning the flames of creativity in a sense, right? And so just wanting to share that I think that could be really good as well. If you are an Aquarius rising, then checking out rituals around like manifesting a new home. If you're trying to do that, that could be really good. Some familial healing and emotional release, right? Like this is where like I feel like Aquarius people, Aquarius rising specifically, are like kind of dumping out like a lot of trauma right now and releasing a lot of heavy emotions. And so this would be a good time to focus on that. And what you release, there has to be something that is that comes in to fill that space. And so I think that the more that you can really, which is not the Aquarius rising normal, by the way, is to really allow yourself to feel and to release and to purge, like allow yourself to get it out, would be good. Highly recommended. For Pisces rising, if you are trying to start a blog or if you are trying to start a YouTube channel, this might be a really fortunate what's called an election or like a timing for that. You might decide that you would like as well to manifest and create a greater level of community in your life. And maybe if you've been also trying to move or trying to change your environment, this might be a really good time to build a ritual around like what type of place you would like to live in, what kind of environment do you want to be in. And, for Aquarius and Pisces risings, this is a great time to do like clearing, house clearing, which comes with both physically cleaning is a really important part of actually clearing an energetic space. You cannot like energetically clear a space that is disgusting, right? But energy clearing as well. I think that this is a really good time for some space clearing for you guys. And then if you are an Aries rising, then you have to do prosperity magic during this little ritual election. I think that healing your self-worth is really appropriate right now. Just really like building up this like minding my business, like hydrating, flourishing, like really enriching and adding to your own bubble and making sure to do a ritual around that. So yeah, I think that this is a great time, like I said, to really angle in the direction of something that we're trying to create and to do some ritual around it. And yeah, so I highly recommend that you use this time. And I can guarantee you that a lot of people are not going to use this time to do a ritual and to consciously create, and they're going to get swallowed up in the rest of the fixed grand cross that's happening right now. And, I wouldn't want any of you guys to be in that position. So if you do a ritual, let me know. Please share about it in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try to answer them all. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.